Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41 in candy pink and stainless steel, reference 134300. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch, where it stands in the lineup of other similar OP41s or Oyster Perpetual 41s. Then I'll tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with just a little bit of history. Now, the Oyster Perpetual has always been Rolex's most basic line, most basic collection. It comes even cheaper than the Datejust, which is a standard collection of theirs, but the Oyster Perpetual, since it has no date on it, no complication of date, it has time only, it is the cheapest and entry level of the Rolex. But that doesn't mean it's the suckiest. It just means that it's the cheapest retail wise. But in fact, it's not always actually the cheapest, because Rolex has very wisely decided to put all their funkiest colors with their most basic line. So in their Oyster Perpetual 41 or any other of their OPs, or Oyster Perpetuals abbreviated, they make really cool colors, one of which is what you're looking at here. This is candy pink. And actually, there's a long line to get one of these special colors. For example, lavender, pistachio, candy pink, or the turquoise, or any of these really funky, cool colors. You have to have quite a spend history there at Rolex to get one of them, and they often sell above retail. For example, this one as well. This one retails for $7,000, and it's selling for almost double that on the secondary market. That's if you could even get it. But at jazztime.com, we definitely could get it for you. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, now where does this stand in the lineup? Well, this is reference 134300. The old reference was 124300, or was it 114300? I think it's 124300, something like that. Okay, at any rate, the old reference was replaced a few years ago. I want to say in 24 or 25, something like that. And in 2020, Rolex decided to make the funkiest colors, and they had green, yellow, red, turquoise, and all this stuff. And they had an older reference number. I think it was 124300. And then in 2025, they decided that they're going to refresh it yet again. And they kept it 41, but they added new colors, and they added, what else did they add? I think they added maybe a new movement here, a bigger crown, and just some small, some minor things that just made it a little bit more refreshed, and which we'll go through when we start talking about the watch itself. Okay, so that's, now we're in 26, and they have some cool colors, which I just stated were candy pink, pistachio, lavender, even beige. Okay, and almost all the funky colors are selling above retail because they're very difficult to get. So with that said, let's go ahead and start talking about the watch itself, starting with the case. Now, the case from the previous generation, and this one is still going to be the same, a nice 41, which is actually bigger. It's actually supposed to be the same as the Datejust, but it is the largest OP that they make. They make it in many different sizes. OP41 is going to be the biggest. And what I can say about the case is that it's a little bit thinner than the Datejust, and that's because it doesn't have a date. It just has time only. I think it's around 11 millimeters thick or so. And then 41 millimeters from my thumb to my index finger, that's the longest distance across the bezel, and that's 41 millimeters. It also, instead of, when you compare it to a Datejust, which has high polished lugs all the way around, this one actually has a satin finish lug on the top, and then it's high polished on the side, which just makes it look more rugged, I would say, or at least more durable. It's not so fancy being shiny like the Datejust is. So in that sense, it kind of makes the watch a little bit more casual. Yeah, okay. So that hasn't changed from the previous generation. Except this has, though. The old generation had a very small crown. I don't know why they did such a tiny crown before, but they did. And so the new crown, the crown is the thing that winds the watch and changes it. The the crown is just a little bit bigger. And actually, the reason that is good is because it makes it easier to grab. The other one was so tiny, you had to like, it was just super tiny. And also, I can also say that the case, even being at 41 millimeters, is the same, but they made the lugs a little bit more slimmer and tapered. They were a little bit wider before. And I know it's a small thing, but every millimeter counts. And they've been doing that on a lot of their watches. For example, the Daytona, once they changed it to the new reference 126 instead of 116, they slimmed down the profile of the lugs to just make it look a little bit more tapered. And I think they did that here as well, which I think makes it look a little bit better. Now, another thing is the lug to lug distance, since we're talking about the case, is a little bit thinner, smaller. Before, the lug width is from the top to bottom, 12 to 6. The longest distance across the watch in a vertical direction, not diagonal, it used to be 47.5 millimeters. Now it's 46 millimeters, which actually makes it pretty small. It's actually even shorter than a Daytona, I believe, even though it's 41 and the Daytona is 40. But the lug width is smaller, which makes the watch actually wear smaller, and so that you can see part of the bracelet when you put it on your wrist, as opposed to just having a big chunky head on your wrist. Okay, all right. So what else? Okay, that's enough for the case. Let's start talking about the bezel here. The bezel is actually also unchanged. It's a dome bezel. They don't make the OP in any other configuration, just domed, and that's because it's the most basic. There's no fluting, no diamonds. They save that for their more expensive watches, but that's not a bad thing. Simplicity is also a good thing. Is your most simple Rolex, but in some ways, in many ways, it's still a very beautiful one. Okay, let's look here at the dial here. This is probably the most special thing. The dial is going to be this candy pink, and they didn't make a candy pink before. They made other variations. The new variations that they have are the lavender, which is kind of like a light purple, a beige, and then they have pistachio, which is like a light green, which those are the coolest ones, and this pink, of course. So I was going to say pink actually is mostly for women, but that's not true. At 41, definitely a man could be wearing this, and pink looks good for men. Depends on what kind of pink you're wearing, not like hot pink, like woman pink, but this is they call it a candy pink, but I would actually call it like a very light pink, and this could go great in the summer. Now they're doing the paint. Actually, they've been doing the paint like this forever. They do it in a process called lacquer paint, which they put layers of paint upon one another, as opposed to enamel where they bake the paint in. So that in lacquer, they just paint it one on top of each other. And then, of course, you have a double hash mark at the 3, 6, and 9 to delineate where the 3, 6, and 9 are. And then you have regular hash marks for the rest, which are all luminescent. It's a simple dial. Can't say too much about it, but it still looks really cool, and the color really makes it pop. Okay, let's look at the bracelet here. The bracelet is actually going to be the bracelet itself is going to be the same. Nothing changed about that. Okay, but the clasp where it tapers down to is a little bit thinner. I think before it was like 15.5 millimeters. I think now it might be a little bit skinnier, 15 millimeters or something like that. But it's supposed to have a smaller taper, and so yeah. And actually, before in the previous generation, it had a comfort extension. It still has one. The previous generation from that, I'll say 2 generations back, reference 114300, did not have a comfort extension, so that was no good. But now it does. Okay, anyways, let's look at the movement. Now I'm just checking here. The movement, actually, I said at the beginning the movement was changed, but no, it's actually not. The movement is still a 3230. That's unchanged. And I think for good reason. It's only been 5 years since the previous generation, and 3230 is part of the modern collection of movements. The most common movement for date is 3235. So yeah. Okay, anyways, it has a 7 to 8 hour power reserve, which is great. And so yeah, let's try it on my wrist. Now, my thoughts are that, of course, Rolex is a top watchmaker, maybe even the best. And when I say best, I don't mean the craftsmanship, because there's other ones that do better, that spend more time, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, Richard Mille, etc. But in terms of many other things such as resale, you know, just recognizability, beauty. Actually, they're very practical. A lot of reasons. All right, so I like the Rolex, of course, and in this cool color, I just think that there are not a lot of companies that are making pink dials. And at this price point, on the gray market, we're selling them around 13,000, at least as of 2026. That could go up and down in the future, but the retail price is 7,000. So for a watch that is just has a really nice color and very simple, and it's really not that expensive if you compare it to other watches of its category. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to buy this watch at the lowest price anywhere online, please click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on the mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.